Hi! Welcome back to Cursive Crash Course Online with me, Miss Kelly, brought to you by the Keller Public Library. How is the cursive going? Did you complete lesson 1? Well, if you did not complete lesson 1, please go back and do that one now. You won't be able to succeed in lesson 2, which is putting together words, until you know how to make the individual letters. In lesson 2, we'll also work on a very important word, your name. Before we start writing today, I want to review a couple of things from lesson 1. When we're practicing our cursive, we want to make sure that we have good posture. So sit up straight, push your feet flat on the floor, and remember that we're going to have our page tilted just a little bit and use that firm pencil grip so that we get nice, neat cursive letters. If you have your lesson 2 bag, you'll see that it has a personalized worksheet with your name on it, some Play-Doh, we'll get to that at the end, and you will also need this week to complete the lesson, you will need your workbook again. We're going to be starting on the second section, trace and write words, so you'll need your workbook as well. Okay, let's move the camera closer to the page and let's start talking about how to write words. Okay, so when you were practicing your letters last week, you may have been asking yourself why some of the letters seem to have some extra strokes on them. Like, for instance, lowercase l. So here's lowercase l, and you can see that lowercase l doesn't end at the bottom like that, does it? No, lowercase l carries up halfway to the top line. Why is that? Well, that is because in cursive, when we're writing words, we don't pick up our pencil between letters. So this stroke here, I call it the letter smile. This is the end stroke for L, but it's also going to overlap and become the first stroke for our next letter. I'm going to write the word library and show you that. L-I-B-R-A-R-Y. That's the word library. So you can see that the end of my L became the beginning of my I. They overlapped, didn't they? So this is something that you're going to have to get used to when you're writing your cursive letters. The rhythm of connecting the end of a letter to the beginning of the next letter. Let's take a look at some of the individual letters in the word library, because there are two I want to point to that are a little bit of a problem sometimes in cursive. And that's our letter I here and our letter B. I is what we call a finish later letter. When I write library, you'll notice that I don't stop in the middle to cross my I. To dot my I. I do that after I've finished the word. So sometimes we can forget to go back and finish the finish later letters like I and like T, which we'll save till the end of the word. If I was going to write the word tumble, T-U-M-B-L-E, I would wait until the end of the word to cross my T. The other letter is this B. The B is what we call a bridge letter, and that means that the last stroke of the letter is not a smile like we had in the L, and it's not an easy connection to make to the next letter. It's what we call a bridge stroke. So that little tiny end of the B is my bridge to the next letter. It becomes my R. And bridge letters are tricky. right? Bridge letters are going to take quite a bit of practice because there's like a quick little bridge you have to build in the middle of that word to get you to the next letter. Now, there isn't a shortcut to learning all of these different kinds of connections in the word. You're just going to have to practice, which is going to take us to our workbook. In your workbook today, you'll see that we'll begin to do the word section of the workbook. So I want you to start the trace and write words section, and I want you to do all of the pages from A to L. So you'll go all the way to the leaf page, okay? Remember again that if you would like to make your workbook pages last longer, you can slip them inside that page protector that you used last week and make them with your dry erase marker first and erase and start over and practice as many times as it takes for you to feel comfortable before you take your pencil to the workbook page. Also remember, don't spend a lot of time erasing, right? Practice means making some mistakes and then correcting them the next time we try the letter, not erasing all of our mistakes. You may also notice that the lines are a little bit smaller in this section of your workbook. So we're starting to make our writing a little bit smaller, which can be difficult, but again, as long as you take your time and you practice, you're going to get better every day. And then you can do it super fast like this. But take your time, okay? Oh, here's on our first worksheet, one of those tricky bridge letters. So you will get some practice with your bridge letters and your finish later letters. So do all of the workbook pages from ant to leaf. You will also see in your lesson 2 bag a personalized worksheet. This is my name, and on your worksheet you should have your name. That's why I asked for your name in the registration form. I do want you to learn how to write your name. It's fun. So up here I'll show you what the name looks like. I'll write it out normally. And the second 2 lines are made for you to trace, right? I can trace my name. Look at that. And then when you get really good, you can give it a go on your own on the blank lines. I think you probably will want to use the dry erase marker and the page protector for this exercise. You will need a lot of practice with your name. So start with that, and then when you want to, you can of course pull out your pages and then you can actually work on the handwriting paper to practice your own name. Isn't it exciting? You're learning how to make your autograph. So your workbook pages and your name worksheet, those are the sort of traditional ways of practicing this week. But of course, I like to give you a few fun ways as well. You can continue to practice in your paint bag. You can write your name in your paint bag or other letters in your paint bag or words. And I also put some Play-Doh in here. I don't think anyone is ever too old to play with Play-Doh. So you can use the Play-Doh to try to quiz yourself and see if you can remember the letter formations, right? So of course you need to make a big snake with your Play-Doh. And then I'm gonna try to remember, okay, how do I make the first letter of my name? How do I make a K? And then I'm going to use the Play-Doh to make my initial, my K there with the Play-Doh. And that can be a fun little test. And it may seem silly to you at first, but really the more senses you engage in the learning process when you're learning something new, the more you're going to remember later. So have fun with the paint bag, have fun making Play-Doh initials. All All right, that's it for lesson 2. Let's just go over one more time the assignment for next week. Complete pages A through L in section 2 of your workbook. Practice your name with a dry erase marker as many times as you like, and then on the page itself with your pencil. And continue practicing letter formation and word formation with the paint bag you started using last week, and then add in some fun Play-Doh quizzes to see how quickly you can form the individual letters of words. Of course, I love to see you guys having fun learning, so if you want to send me any photographs of you doing your lessons or the work itself that you complete, I would love to see it. You can post them in the comments below the video, or you can email them to me, library@cityofkeller.com. We'll see you again next week for lesson 3, Perfecting Your Cursive. I look forward to it. Bye, everyone.